And I want to get a warm, heartfelt welcome that you really own, not a performance, not an artificialness, but a true love for the man who has put these events together for so many years. Let's give a warm welcome to Rey Robles. Oh, well, thank you. I always like somebody to think I did a good job.
You did a good job, didn't you? All right. Wow. Glad I invited him. Hello. Hi. Well, Rich did that, didn't he? And some of his tapes, you know, go, hello. And people go, hold back. Let's do a couple of those. Hello. Hello. More. Hello. Hello. There you go. Okay. The 11th annual Free Zone Convention. How many were here on the first one? You do? Yeah, you do. That's right.
First
Wow, we have some veterans here. All right. Let's see. Who didn't get an agenda? Everybody got the agenda? All right.
I have a question.
Question right away?
Yeah, what time is lunch?
After the second speaker. And if he's too long, we get too hungry, we're just standing the speaker.
Is it going to be Johnny?
Pardon?
Is it going to be Johnny?
Let's see, hold it. I got no, it's going to be Ron. No. It's going to be Trey, no? Who's after me?
Me. Ah. The one person over here.
That's right, Valerie.
Okay, thank you.
I remember right. You think I was a doctor. Okay, we did the group processing. We're going to grant beingness on each other because there are people here that have come from different disciplines within the Church of Scientology and outside of the Church of Scientology. How many people are never in the Church of Scientology? Very good. So we have some people here who have never been in it, which is fine. A lot of my clients haven't been in it either, and of course I was in it for 20 years, and I've been out for 22 years, so I'm still out. Okay, so we have to grant beingness on each other's think and philosophies, because it tended to sway a little bit while we were in the church. There were different gradation charts, those who know about the gradation charts. But let's talk about it. Let's communicate about it. Let's exchange ideas, because this is what the convention is all about: is to gather and see old friends, see new friends, and see old friends of many lifetimes ago. I think I've seen a couple today. Maybe they didn't recognize me yet. They will. Okay, so do you all agree on that? How's the room? Is the room okay?
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you about the rooms last night. They're okay too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to formally welcome, I'll be talking to you, the people that are here, and also future people who are going to see this on the internet, because we put the convention every year on the internet. So I have to talk broadly. So, excuse me. So I want to welcome everyone to the 11th Annual Independent Free Zone Convention. That's independent of the Church of Scientology or any other group. In fact, there are representatives of different groups here, right? We got Trey Lots, and he brought some people over, and he's from area. So we have different groups here. Of course, my group from Reno, Nevada. I want to change something on the title because it's been called the Free Zone Convention, but I want to announce it right now, so like we have a historical record about it. It's been called the Free Zone Convention or Free Zone or whatever. This word was coined by the famous Captain Bill of the Church of Scientology when he went to Europe, and he created an independent group back in the 80s, and he called it the Free Zone. And then Captain Bill created a series of bridges, a takeoff on New Aerodynamics for OTs, and created his own organization. He's since passed. And there are still people in Europe who call themselves the Free Zone or Ronzo or stuff like that. A lot of times others have confused the Reno Free Zone group or even the Free Zone Convention that we are part of that organization, and we're not. That organization representatives were here last year, but there's a confusion because we use the same word, the same two words. So, to save the confusion, we were going to start calling it the Safe Zone Convention. And so that it'll be a safe zone for us to get together and talk and communicate and share our experiences and wins. What do you think about that?
Safe zone.
Okay. So when you get a flyer for next year, you'll see Safe Zone Convention, 12th annual, wherever we're having it. We probably might have it in Los Angeles or back in Las Vegas. How many here want it in Los Angeles? Just a quick. All right. Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Sort of half and half. So I want to continue to serve it. You may not have to travel too far, I'm afraid. All right, we want to acknowledge, first of all, the people who are helped put this on, which is the Free Zone Reno group, Free Zone Safe Zone Reno group, and that's starting off with my wife Leslie. Let's give her a hand. My sister-in-law Cynthia, and of course my lovely daughter Erica, and to the gentlemen that are taking the videos. All right. Okay. We got some acknowledgments and some good wishes from around the world, all the way from Japan and Europe, by the way. So there are people wishing us well today. They have us in mind. We even got an email from Pierre, as well, saying, wish you a good convention. I wanted to put this on the internet, but maybe we'll do that tomorrow, the second half or something. Live footage or something, right? We'll work on it.
Live stream.
Yeah, live stream, yeah.
Cool.
Okay, I was going to give a little history of independence, but I'm not going to do that. I think we all pretty much know about that. I was going to do that for the sake of a film crew that was supposed to be here, but hasn't showed up yet, so I'm going to hold off on that. Who knows the definition of Scientologist? Any hands? Right?
Sure. Yeah, somebody who improves conditions using tech.
Very good. Someone who improves conditions in their environment, but with the use of the technology of Scientology or Dianetics. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. Does everybody agree on that? Mm-hmm. Right. In that definition, and I checked it over on the Tech Dictionary, does it say anything you have to be a member of the Church of Scientology?
No.
What?
All right. I just wanted to clear that for the people on the internet. All right. get down to, each speaker is going to talk about the survivability and the future of safe zone, the future of us, the independents. Back in the 80s, I guess I will talk a little bit about history. The people who left and rebelled back in the 80s, I think it was around 83, famous rebellion, you can probably find it on the internet. They called themselves the Independents. And they would celebrate every 4th of July. They would get together and celebrate the 4th of July. Remember that, Ron?
Oh, I remember Independence Day.
Yeah. And we should get back to that. And also, what happened was they would it would be a celebration. I mean, there'll be a barbecue,
Yep.
there'll be drinks, and there'll be non-alcohol and alcohol drinks. And they'll just be dancing and celebrating. There was so much charge released
Yeah.
from the dictatorship that was going on. That's the only way I can explain it. There are different ways to govern, and one is through dictatorship. I'll talk about that later. There's a lot of ways to govern, but I'll talk about that. I'm not going to get too much into politics. My wife wanted me not to get into politics. But this is a political year, so I'm going to touch upon it a little bit. But I want to give you LRH Davis about it, not just my opinion. Is that all right? Say yes.
Yes.
All right. Hubbard says the worst thing to do is to do nothing. And unfortunately, there were some people who decided to do nothing today and not come to the convention. There was even a Class 8 that told me he didn't have any money to come to the convention. What an outpoint on Class 8, I thought. That's not good, you know. So I decided to, maybe I'll give some pointers, LRH pointers, on, and send them a copy of this convention so you can see the pointers on how to create wealth. Would you like to see some of that today? Yeah. Yeah, because that's a sin. It's not ethics for a Class 8 to have no money. Don't you think?
Yes. Yeah.
It's a bad breath for us. We're going to have to help this guy, right?
Yep.
And everyone else. All right. See, we got to get the technology out to the world and keep it and give it out to ourselves over and over again. Because every time I come to these conventions, I learn from Trey or Valerie or what she's been doing there, and I learn from all the auditors. I don't care if you're class 4 or 0 or Dynetics or whatever, class 8. You come to the convention and you share what your experience and how you use the technology. We needed that class 8 here. He's got some knowledge to share with you. So we're going to make sure he gets here next year. I might not say his name last one. All right. So the worst thing you do is nothing. In fact, Hubbard had a tape on that, right? Remember the tape on that? He says, the worst thing you do is nothing. But you people here have done something. You have showed up. See? So I want you to give yourselves a big acknowledgement for being here. Because it's a long, some of you have come 3,000 miles, right? Who's the furthest guy here come 3,000 miles? Yeah, through 3 people here, from the East Coast. Last year there were people that came from 10,000, 12,000 miles in order to come to the convention. That's a big reach. So give yourself an acknowledgement. Right. So in order to come out here to the convention, you have to be brave. You have to be independent. And you have to continue to practice the Scientology of Dianetics because that's going to keep you free. Because there are forces out there. There are economic forces that are trying to always take your money. Am I wrong on that? No, you get calls all the time, right? And the commercials are always trying to pull money out of you. There are forces out there that are trying to take your mind, believe it or not. You know, trying to sell you another religion or another philosophy. So you have to continue to use Dianetics Scientology in your life. Keep yourself free. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
You do. There are political forces, economic forces. How many people here lost some money on their houses and they went underwater or something like that? Yeah, that's an economic force, right? Laid on you by these people over on Wall Street or some bad cats somewhere, dealing in the bank industry and mortgage industry. They got money. They want a lot of money, didn't they? They got your money.
Insurance companies.
You got your money, and that was the game of the money. So there's a lot of not only political but there's economic forces out there that are doing this, and you have to. This is why conventions are so important, because it makes us review this stuff. It makes us economics is going on right now on this country and on the planet. Let's dig out some LRH policy, finance, know-how to dig ourselves out of this. I mean, that's what I do. That makes sense? Yeah. And at convention, we should give this to people, right? Those who know it. Right. How many Class 8s are here? Couple. Good. Very good. Class 6s. Okay. Another thing I'm going to touch upon is classification. And what do we do about it in the independent field? One thing that happened when we left the Church of Scientology, or our groups, say we grew, even if we grew up a Catholic, or we decided, I don't want to be Catholic anymore, we leave our group dynamic behind, our camaraderie, some of our friends. And when you go into an independent field, you are alone. You feel alone. Especially if you live way up in Nebraska somewhere. There's no other Scientologists anywhere. Colorado person over here. And so you go, oh, what do I do? So you try to make friends, you try to get people to understand what you're thinking, and some jive, or some try to get you to be a Mormon or something. I'm not going to get into politics. This is what the convention does. It creates a group. We have a group here.
Yes.
Yeah. You can follow this group. You could stay, because of the social networks, you can stay in communication. Like, what I want to do is start having mini conventions, activities throughout the year. You may be able to go to some, maybe not go to all of them, but at least you're able to continue to be a member of some group that's like-minded. This sound good?
Excellent.
That's why we're here. Yeah. And these little events could be along with holidays that are going on. I mean, here like Halloween. I mean, here celebrate Halloween. I have a Halloween party once every year, so I invite people. Everybody here will buy my Halloween party. Leslie, look out. Christmas. How many people like Christmas? It's a fun thing, right? Give gifts. Very symbolic. There's a lot of symbols in Christmas, not just Christian Jesus Christ thing, but there's a lot of other symbols and goodwill in Christmas. 4th of July, Independence. It's a good thing to celebrate together. I think we should start doing this kind of stuff. I remember when I was in the church, it was like, what are you guys doing? You're smiling, you're having too much fun. You should be on course. You should be on staff. You should, there was no time to celebrate life. Anybody else experience that? Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, nose to the grind, Well, I can see if you're trying to get done with something, trying to get done with a particular course in a particular time. Like I did the briefing course, I mean, I'll study from 10 o'clock in the morning and 10 o'clock at night. That was okay with me because I wanted to get done with that thing. It's huge. It's a large, big course. I didn't want to string it out for 2 years.